Hey guys, what's up? Paladin here. How are you guys doing? I understand that it's been a while, and there will be a update video later on that. But right now we have to talk about the WWE Slammy Awards, and I'm actually going to split this into two parts because I realized that if I talked about all the goddamn awards, it would probably turn into like a 30-minute video. Also, apologies again. You'll learn more about it later. But if I sound different, it should be a better sounding version of my voice coming to you through your headphones or speakers or whatever. But you may also notice that there might be a slight staticky / windy, whatever the hell you want to call it, sound in the background. And also there might be a couple of times where you hear something where it sounds like something's being knocked around. Yeah, let's just say that the mic that I'm using sounds a fuck ton better, but it's very sensitive. Very, very sensitive. But again, more on that later. Anyways, so the first half of the awards that I'm going to go through are the WWE.com awards, which are essentially the awards that are, given online. So there's no real, I don't think there's really a video for them or anything. I think they literally just one by one get announced after a while after people voted on them. So I'm going to do these for the first part because if I did all of these in one video, the video would be like 30 to 40 minutes long, as I've already kind of sort of said. The video would be way too long. So I'm going to do all the online ones first, and then I'm going to do all of the regular ones afterwards. So, moving on. So the very first one is the Fan Participation Award. The nominees were $9.99, We the People, I'm Afraid I've Got Some Bad News, He's Got the Whole World in His Hands, and You Sold Out. The winner of this one was You Sold Out. Now, again, you guys should know this by now. I like to give my opinions on the Slammy Awards, so that's what I'm doing here. And You Sold Out seems to be an alright one. It was chanted quite a lot throughout the year. So, you know, that's one that I can see obviously winning. I'm completely fine with that. So, next up we have the Double Cross of the Year, which it was all the nominees seem to be, let's see here. Okay, Mark Henry turns on his friend Big Show on Raw. Seth Rollins betrays the Shield and joins the Authority on Raw. The Authority turns on Randy Orton on Raw. Nikki Bella betrays her twin sister, Brie Bella, at SummerSlam. The obvious pick for this one, I don't see why anyone else would vote for anything else, is Seth Rollins betraying the Shield, because that was a critical moment this year, and not to mention, I really don't think the Shield should have broken up so soon, to be completely honest. I think they should have stuck together for a little bit longer. There are just tons of things that you could have done with them still. Yeah, they dominated for a long time, but they still could have done a couple more things. As a matter of fact, I think they've only beaten the Wyatts once compared to the Wyatts beating them like 2 or 3 times, honestly, so that could have been something that could have been redone, honestly, in my opinion. Next up we have Animal of the Year. These nominees are Grumpy Cat, El Torito, the Bunny, and Mini Gator. The Bunny is the one that won. I don't really see why any of the other ones would really technically win. El Torito is not a actual animal, so that's kind of stupid. I don't know what the hell Mini Gator is. I really actually don't. And then we have Grumpy Cat, who only appeared once. So the Bunny's on constantly. He's been pretty funny so far, and yeah, it makes sense to have him on there. Sorry, I'm gonna be I might cough a couple times in this video, a little light cough, because I just came from outside. It's rather cold outside. But anyways, so next up we have Best Actor. The nominees were The Miz, The Rock, Batista, and Damien Mizdow. The Rock won this. The only other person that I can see probably winning this was Batista, so I'm completely fucking fine with that. I've been fine with all of these so far. I already know that there's going to be a lot of bullshit ones, especially when I get to the actual Slammies. But anyways, so yeah, The Rock won. No surprise there. The only other person that I could see actually winning this award was Batista, because of his performance during Guardians of the Galaxy, which wasn't 100% a stellar performance from what I've heard. I haven't seen the movie yet, but you know, people said he did a decent job. So yeah. Next one is Tweet It, Best Twitter Handle or Social Champion. Let's see here. So we've got Real Page, WWE. We've got Nicole and Brie, Ryback22, Zack Ryder, John Cena, and Heel Ziggler. All of these have @ signs in front of them. So yeah, they're all for, you know, Twitter. So the one that won was Heel Ziggler, which, why not? I'm perfectly fucking fine with that too. At least Dolph Ziggler won one thing in this goddamn thing, which I think he won another one. I could be wrong. It's not really looking like he did though, but yeah. Yay. He won Best Twitter Handle. It'd be great if you could start, giving them some damn championships that actually matter. But anyways, yeah, speaking of which, the whole unified championship thing, can we please not have that anymore? Pretty please? World heavyweight, and WWE champion. I'd love to have that again, considering, it makes SmackDown and Raw seem a little bit more special. Someone is, like, plowing the fucking snow outside right now. I'm hoping that's not getting picked up, because this mic is, really fucking sensitive. I think I'm going to continue to use it, though, just because the quality is so much better, and there's so much less background noise overall. So I'm just probably going to keep using this one for a while. The next one is, let's see here. Rivalry of the year, we have The Shield versus Evolution. We have Brock Lesnar versus John Cena. Rusev versus the USA, which that's very general, but okay. And then we have Daniel Bryan versus The Authority and Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose. This one is really hard, but honestly, I'm not really happy that Daniel Bryan versus The Authority won, because overall, yes, it was a very pivotal and defining moment, but he didn't technically stop The Authority. He didn't win against The Authority 100%. And plus, Daniel Bryan has been out for like how many months now? I mean, I love Daniel Bryan. I'm glad that he won at WrestleMania. I'm glad, of all that stuff that's happened to him as of, this year. But anything that's happened to him recently, he hasn't really done much recently. And honestly, if it was my opinion, I think, well, it is my opinion. If it was my choice, I would have had, Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose be the rivalry of the year, because these guys have gone at it for nearly the entire year. Even Brock Lesnar versus John Cena, but they only had 2 matches. But Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose have had how many matches this year? It's ridiculous how many matches they've had this year. But, hey, Daniel Bryan versus The Authority, I guess I don't really have too much of a problem with that. It's just I would have preferred, personally, Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. Alrighty, let's see here. Raw Guest Star of the Year. We have Larry the Cable Guy, Jerry Springer, Kevin Hart, Betty White, and Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman won, which, you don't know who Hugh Jackman is. That's the guy who plays as Wolverine in the X-Men movies. Personally, I don't really care for the other ones, so I guess I'm fine with Hugh Jackman winning. I don't know. I think Larry the Cable Guy is kind of funny, and Jerry Springer is, well, Jerry Springer. But, overall... wait, Kevin Hart was on? Are you serious? Yeah, Kevin Hart was on, apparently. Oh, wait, now I remember. Yeah, he was on. He had a couple funny moments, but it's fucking Hugh Jackman. Why not? Just make him win. Next we have Best Couple of the Year. We have Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. Why? Jimmy Uso and Naomi. Tyson Kidd and Natalya. And then we have Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella. I'm pretty confident that was a clear winner. Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella was pretty obvious. I mean, Jimmy Uso and Naomi don't really do too much together on the show besides the Total Divas stuff. And if you don't watch that, then, it doesn't make sense. Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, hey, that's that. It's whatever. Tyson Kidd and Natalya, Natty's wife. But anyways, yeah, so it makes sense for Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella to win. Faction of the Year, The Shield, The Authority, The Wyatt Family, and The Rosebuds. Yeah, pretty obvious. The Shield won. The Authority, why the hell would it win? Nobody likes them. And the Wyatt family, I'm a little bit of a contender with that, but honestly, if you think about it, the Wyatt family, at least in terms of 2014, lasted longer than the Shield. So I mean, whatever. But the Shield won, so I'm cool with that. Down to the last 2, we have NXT Superstar of the Year, Adrian Neville, Sami Zayn, Tyler Breeze, The Ascension, Connor and Victor, which... that doesn't make sense. Those are 2 people. What? Anyways, so Sami Zayn won. Not too much of a surprise. Sami Zayn, to me, is kind of like NXT's Daniel Bryan in some sort of sense. And he's an awesome guy, so why not? I'm surprised, actually, that Adrian Neville didn't win as well. He's also been a highly up there. I love Adrian Neville as well. And even Tyler Breeze. Tyler Breeze, honestly, is like Dolph Ziggler, to be honest. He's pretty much another Dolph Ziggler / Shawn Michaels / whatever you want to call him. That's who he is to me, anyways. He's literally, yeah, he's the whole, superstar pretty boy kind of guy, but, like, he's literally copying what Dolph Ziggler did, I think, in his early years, besides the whole Spirit Squad thing. But anyways, that's irrelevant now. You know, when Ziggler used to say, you know, I am perfection, I am the best, you know, all that stuff, that's pretty much what Tyler Breeze does. You know, it's just like they're rehashing it. But I'm happy that Sami Zayn won. Anti-Gravity Moment of the Year. You know, so the nominees for this one: Adrian Neville's Red Arrow, Dean Ambrose dives onto the Lumberjacks at SummerSlam, Kofi Kingston jumps from the barricade to the ring apron to avoid elimination in the 2014 Royal Rumble match, and Seth Rollins dives off the balcony at Payback. I'm actually, you know, kind of surprised Kofi didn't win. I think for the most part, Kofi's won pretty much every year. At least in terms of, you know, the anti-gravity moment or the, you know, whatever shocking moment, I guess, of the year. So for the fact that he didn't win this year was kind of to me, because Adrian Neville does the Red Arrow all the time, and yes, it is fucking cool to watch, but, like, it's his finishing move. You're going to eventually get tired of it. And, well, not per se, you know, tired of it. You're just going to be like, oh, it's the Red Arrow. That's really cool and stuff, but, like, you know, I've seen it a million times. And then we have Dean Ambrose, you know, diving into the Lumberjacks. That's kind of silly. I mean, everybody does that. Kofi Kingston jumps from the barricade. You know, like I said, that, my personal opinion, probably should have won. Seth Rollins, though, diving off the balcony was really cool, and it was a nice moment to have. But I don't know. I'm a little up in the air with both of those. But Seth Rollins winning it doesn't really bother me too much. I'm actually surprised the fans voted for Seth Rollins on something. But anyways, so the next half of these will be the official Slammy Awards that got announced on Raw that day, and I will be back to you guys with the second part later, and there will be an annotation somewhere for it. I don't know if I'm going to upload the both of these in the same day, probably one day and the other one, you know, the second, well, not the next day, pretty much. So, yeah, if you don't see it right away, then that's because it's going to get uploaded, you know, after this one, either later today or tomorrow. So, thank you all for watching. If you know, agree with my opinions, then thank you all very much. If you disagree, then tell me why you disagreed. Let me know who you thought should have won. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.